The Old Man and the Small Blue Stone. There was a small village near a wide river. In this village lived an old man. His name was Elias. His hair was white. His hands were rough from work, but his eyes were kind. Elias was known as the saddest man in the village, not because he was angry, but because he was quiet. He did not talk much. He sat by the river every day. He sat on the same big rock, and he looked at the water. People in the village would walk past him. They would say, "Good morning, Elias." He would smile a little, but he would not say much. One day a little girl came to the river. Her name was Leela. She was 10 years old. She had big, curious eyes. She was new to the village. She had come to live with her grandmother. Leela saw Elias sitting alone. She walked up to him. "Hello," she said. Elias looked at her. "Hello, little one," he said. Leela sat down on the grass near him. "What are you looking at?" she asked. "The water," said Elias. "Why?" asked Leela. Elias was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Because the water moves. It does not stop. It does not look back. I am learning to be like the water." Leela did not understand, but she liked the sound of his voice. It was slow and calm. She came back the next day, and the day after that. Every day, she sat near Elias. Sometimes they talked, sometimes they were quiet. One day, Leela found the small stone near the river. It was blue. It was smooth. It fit nicely in her small hand. She showed it to Elias. "Look," she said. "It is pretty." Elias looked at the stone. He took it in his old hands. He turned it over. He smiled. "This stone," he said, "was once a big rock. Long ago, it was sharp. It had many edges, but the water touched it every day. For many years. Now it is smooth. Now it is beautiful." Leela looked at the stone. "The water made it smooth?" she asked. "Yes," said Elias. "Water is soft, but it is also strong. It does not rush. It does not push hard. It just keeps flowing, and slowly, slowly, it changes everything." Leela thought about this. She looked at the river. She looked at the stone. She looked at Elias. "Are you sad?" she asked suddenly. Elias was quiet for a long time. The river made a soft sound. Birds flew above them. "Yes," he said at last. "I am sad. I have been sad for a long time." "Why?" asked Leela. Elias looked at the water. He took a deep breath. "Because I made mistakes," he said. "Many years ago, I hurt someone I loved. I did not mean to, but I did. And they went away, and they never came back." Leela listened. She did not say anything. She just sat close to him. Elias continued, "I thought about it every day. I was angry at myself. I wanted to change the past, but I could not. So I came here, to the river, to think, to be alone." Leela looked at the small blue stone. She held it tight. "Do you still think about it?" she asked. "Every day," said Elias. Leela thought for a moment. Then she said, "But the river. You said the river does not look back. You said you wanted to be like the water." Elias looked at her. His eyes became wet. "Yes," he whispered. "Yes, little one. I have been sitting here for 10 years, but I have not learned to be like the water. I have only watched it." Leela put the small blue stone in his hand. "Then start now," she said. "Today. The stone is smooth now, but it took time. You can be smooth too. You just need time and water." Elias looked at the stone in his hand. He looked at the little girl. He looked at the river. And for the first time in 10 years, a tear fell from his eye. Not a tear of sadness, but a tear of hope. That night, Elias did not sleep much. He thought about what Leela said. He thought about the stone. He thought about the water. The next morning, he did something new. He did not go straight to the river. He went to the village. He walked down the road. He saw people. He nodded at them. He said, "Good morning," and he kept walking. He went to the small shop. He bought a piece of bread. He sat on a bench. He ate slowly. He watched people. An old woman sat next to him. Her name was Marta. She was almost as old as Elias. Elias, she said, I have not seen you here in years. I know, said Elias. I have been at the river. Marta nodded. The river is good, she said. But people are good too. Elias smiled a little. Yes, he said. I am learning that. He went back to the river that afternoon. Leela was already there. She was throwing small stones into the water. Plop, plop, plop. You came, she said, happy. Yes, said Elias. I went to the village first. Leela's eyes grew big. You did? I did. What did you do? I ate bread. I talked to Marta. I said good morning to people. Leela smiled wide. That is good, she said. That is very good. Elias sat on his rock. Leela sat next to him. They watched the river together. Leela, said Elias. Thank you. For what? For the stone, for the words, for sitting with me. Leela leaned her head on his arm. You are my friend, she said. I like sitting with you. And for the first time in many years, Elias felt something warm in his chest. It was small, like a tiny light, but it was there. Days passed. Weeks passed. Elias went to the village more often. He talked to people. He helped a man fix his fence. He gave some bread to a hungry dog. He smiled more, but he still went to the river. Every afternoon, Leela would come after her school. They would sit together. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes they were quiet. One day, Leela asked him a question. Elias, why do you still come here? You go to the village now. You have friends. Why do you still sit by the river? Elias looked at the water. He picked up a small stone. He turned it in his hand. I come here, he said, to remember. Remember what? Asked Leela. To remember that I am still learning. The river teaches me. It teaches me to be patient. It teaches me that change takes time. It teaches me that I do not have to be perfect. I just have to keep moving, like the water. Leela nodded. She understood a little more now. That evening, Elias went home. His small house was clean but empty. He looked at the walls. He looked at the dusty windows. He looked at the old chair where he used to sit alone. He thought of Leela. He thought of Marta. He thought of the man whose fence he fixed. He thought of the hungry dog. He was not alone anymore. The next week, something happened. A letter came to the village. It was for Elias. No one ever got letters for Elias. The postman brought it to his door. Elias opened it with shaking hands. He read the words slowly. His eyes filled with tears. The letter was from his daughter, the one he hurt, the one who went away. She wrote, Father, I heard from someone in the village. They said you have changed. They said you are kind now. They said you smile. I have thought about you every day. I was angry for a long time, but anger is heavy. I am tired of carrying it. I want to see you, if you want to see me too. Your daughter, Mary. Elias read the letter 3 times. Then he sat down. He cried. He cried for a long time, but this time, he was not crying because of sadness. He was crying because of love. He went to the river. Leela was there. He showed her the letter. She could not read all of it, but she understood. Your daughter is coming back, she asked. Yes, said Elias. Because of you. Because of me. Leela was surprised. Nas, you gave me a small blue stone, but you also gave me hope. You showed me that I could change, slowly, like the stone in the water. Leela hugged him. Elias hugged her back. A month later, a woman came to the village. She had dark hair and kind eyes. She walked to Elias's house. She knocked on the door. Elias opened it. They looked at each other. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Mira said, Father, and Elias said, My daughter. They hugged. They held each other for a long time. They both cried, but the tears were good tears. They were healing tears. That afternoon, Elias took Mira to the river. Leela was there. Mira, this is my friend Leela, said Elias. Leela, this is my daughter Mira. Leela smiled. Hello, she said. Your father told me about you. Mira smiled too. He told me about you too. He said you gave him a stone. Leela laughed. A small blue stone. It changed everything, said Elias. They sat by the river together. 3 generations. The water flowed. The birds sang. The sun was warm. Mira looked at the river. It is beautiful here, she said. Yes, said Elias. It taught me how to be patient. It taught me how to change. It taught me that it is never too late. Mira took his hand. It is never too late, she said. I am sorry it took so long. I am sorry too, said Elias. But we are here now. That is what matters. Leela picked up a small stone. She gave it to Mira. For you, she said. So you remember this day. Mira looked at the stone. It was smooth. It was blue. It was beautiful. Thank you, she said. I will keep it forever. Years passed. Leela grew up. She became a young woman. She left the village to study in the city, but she always came back to visit. Elias grew older. His hair became whiter. His steps became slower, but his eyes were still kind. And now, they were full of light. Mira stayed in the village. She built a small house near her father. They ate together every evening. They talked. They laughed. They healed. And every day, Elias went to the river, sometimes with Mira, sometimes alone. He would sit on the same rock. He would watch the water. He would think about life. One day, many years later, Leela came to visit. She was a woman now. She had children of her own. She brought them to the river. Elias was there. He was very old now, but he smiled when he saw her. Leela, he said. My little Leela, I'm not so little anymore. She laughed. No, said Elias. But you are still my friend. Leela sat next to him. Her children played by the water. They threw stones. They laughed. They splashed. Elias, said Leela. Do you remember the first day we met? Yes, said Elias. I was sad. You were small. You asked me why I looked at the water. Leela nodded. And you told me about the stone, the small blue stone. Nath, I still have it, said Leela. You do? Nath, I kept it all these years. It reminds me of you. It reminds me that change is possible, that we can all become smooth, like the stone in the water. Elias looked at the river. He looked at Leela's children playing. He looked at the sky. He felt peaceful. Leela, he said softly. Yes, Elias, I am ready now. Ready for what? To let go. I have learned what I needed to learn. I have loved who I needed to love. I have changed. I am smooth now, like the stone. Leela understood. She took his old hand in hers. They sat together in silence. The river flowed. The children played. The sun began to set. That night, Elias passed away in his sleep. He was peaceful. He was happy. He was loved. At his funeral, many people came. Mira was there. Leela was there. Marta was there. Half the village came. They talked about Elias. They talked about how he changed, how he went from a sad, lonely man to a kind, loving friend. They talked about the river. They talked about the stones. Leela stood up and spoke. She held the small blue stone in her hand. Elias gave me this stone, she said. But really, he gave me something bigger. He taught me that we can all change. It takes time. It takes patience. But if we keep going, like the water, we become smooth. We become beautiful. We become kind. She put the stone on his grave. Others did the same. Soon, there was a small pile of stones. Blue, white, gray, smooth. A small hill of hope. And so, dear listener, this story is for you. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you think you cannot change. Maybe you have made mistakes. Maybe people have hurt you. Maybe you have hurt others. But look at the river. It flows every day. It does not stop. It does not give up. It shapes rocks into stones. It shapes mountains into sand. You are like that stone. You may feel rough now. You may feel sharp. You may feel broken. But with time, with patience, with love, you can become smooth. You can change. It is never too late. Never. Start today. Take one small step. Talk to one person. Forgive yourself a little. Try again and again and again, like the water. Slow, steady, kind. And if you are learning English, remember this story. Read it slowly. Listen to the words. They are simple. They are friendly. They are for you. Every word you learn is like a drop of water, small but powerful. Over time, they will shape you, they will help you, they will set you free. So believe in yourself. You can do this. You are not alone. Keep going, keep flowing. If this story touched your heart, please like this video. It helps more people find it. People who need hope, people who need a gentle reminder. And if you want more stories like this, please subscribe to the channel. New stories come every week. Simple words, deep meaning, for everyone. Share this story with someone you love. Send it to a friend. Read it to your child. Talk about it with your family. Because stories are like water. They flow from one heart to another. They shape us. They heal us. They bring us together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. The river is waiting, and so is your new beginning. Go gently, go slowly, but go. You can do this. The end.